And it will be very unfortunate if the taxpayers of this community have to pay for any of those lawsuits.
This episode is about the end of Fani Willis's career. There's enough stuff documented in this episode, especially by the end, by her own admittance, that she is unfit for the job, that she is corrupt. Let's go. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. Here's Greg Price with a recap. Fani Willis indicted President Trump, hired a lead prosecutor who never tried a felony case that she was sleeping with, paid him nearly $1 million in Georgia tax dollars. We're going to prove that it's actually federal tax dollars paid to Georgia. And he proceeded to buy plane tickets for vacations in her name. It doesn't get more comically corrupt. Watch this.
She's paying this alleged secret unqualified boyfriend $100 more an hour than she's paying an actual RICO expert attorney who she brought in.
That's the first I heard of it, that she has a RICO attorney on, that she's paying less than the guy with no experience.
But if we look at the amount of money that's been paid to these three lawyers over the last 2 years, one of them's made $73,000, one of them's made $90,000, and Mr. Wade has been paid $650,000+. That's an enormous discrepancy. And Anderson, if some of that money is making its way back to the DA, whether through trips or hotel or other entertainment or arrangements, then you have a problem with a conflict of interest.
She paid her boyfriend, this alleged secret boyfriend, to meet with the Biden White House, including the White House counsel, before Fani Willis brought this unprecedented indictment against President Trump.
So this is the sequence of illegal events. She meets with the Biden White House. She hires this lawyer the day after he files for divorce. That divorce is going to play into this big time too, that timing, because technically if he got hired by her, then that becomes part of the divorce split, what she paid him.
Marjorie Taylor Greene sent a criminal referral to Governor Brian Kemp and Attorney General Chris Carr in Georgia. Kemp and Carr have the statutory authority, the statutory duty actually, to open a criminal investigation on Fani Willis.
Jack Kemp is dragging his feet. Some say because he's corrupt. I don't believe it's because he's corrupt. I believe it's because he is overly cautious, cowardly.
I think that people need to light up Governor Kemp and Attorney General Chris Carr's office and tell them to open this criminal investigation.
Call Jack Kemp's, if you're in Georgia, call Jack Kemp's office and tell him to launch the investigation. This is backed up by Marjorie Taylor Greene. They'll know exactly what you're talking about.
And an increased allocation for these special prosecutors to hire them on in the first place of taxpayer money. Isn't that right?
That's exactly right. Now, she apparently used federal COVID funds to pay this secret boyfriend.
Okay, that's the first I heard that she used COVID funds from the federal government to pay for Nathan Wade. Now that becomes a federal crime, and now the government can get involved, and they're going to.
More breaking news tonight in the major case against the former president that's turning into a major mess. Late today in Atlanta, a Fulton County commissioner launched a probe into allegations that District Attorney Fani Willis misused county funds and, quote, accepted valuable gifts and personal benefits from the special prosecutor that she hired to prosecute the case. His name is Nathan Wade.
They're not going to. Let me correct that, because Merrick Garland's in charge of the Department of Justice. And why in the world would he do that when he could end all of these investigations? So since plaintiff filed for divorce, he has taken trips to San Francisco and Napa Valley, to Florida, and even gone on a Caribbean cruise, enjoyed a trip to Belize, another to the country of Panama, and even just last month took a trip to Australia. We'll show you how this ties to Fani Willis, because he bought plane tickets for both of them. The evidence is clear that Miss Willis has an intended travel partner for at least some of these trips, as indicated by flights he purchased for her to accompany him. Defendant seeks to depose Miss Willis in order to determine details surrounding her romantic affair with plaintiff, as there appears to be no reasonable explanation for their travels apart from a romantic relationship. Guys, this is out in the public. Fani Willis is ruined. And then here's the actual receipt showing the payment for 2 on a Caribbean cruise. Here's a response from Unwind with Tasha K, representing Nathan Wade's wife.
What about Nathaniel's wife, Fani? All that money you allocated tricking on a prosecutor, tricked his wife out of $1,400 a month alimony payments.
So because of the way that she funneled this to Nate Wade, he didn't have to claim it for alimony payments. So that's a double ripoff. He's a deadbeat dad.
Where's the justice for this black woman when she's saying I've been married to his ass for 26 years, raised his children?
She raised his children, and now he runs off after she made him. You know, I know what it's like to be married. I'm married 30 something years. He was married 26 years. She raised his children, and this is the thanks she gets.
This is the one you getting up on a church podium here to stand beside?
We've already gone into that church podium, the gall that she had to call down the name of God to try to defend this act. Here's the Gateway Pundit headline. Nathan Wade's estranged wife, Jocelyn Wade, unleashes on Fani Willis in a court filing, produces receipts, including bank statements. An attorney for Fani Willis immediately filed a motion to quash the subpoena and accused Jocelyn Wade of interfering with her RICO case against Trump, as if Jocelyn Wade is somehow in on the Trump team. And then, so this is Jocelyn Wade's attorney. The arguments asserted by Ms. Willis are disingenuous, specious, and her claimed basis for same fails as a matter of law. Upon information and belief, Ms. Willis has information and knowledge directly relevant to alleged conduct of the plaintiff, Wade, that would be considered by the court asto equitable, division of the marital estate, dissipation of marital assets, and spousal support. Jocelyn Wade's attorney stating a court filing reviewed by the reporter. So she's just saying that, look, this is part of their divorce settlement, so don't bring Trump into this. Furthermore, Ms. Willis's implied threat to pursue charges against defendant and her counsel based on inconvenient facts from her personal life. That's right, it's your fault, Fani Willis, that are directly relevant to an ongoing divorce proceedings in the above styled action is an affront to the integrity of her office, Jocelyn Wade's attorney wrote. So now they're going after the integrity of Fani Willis, which you're going to hear a lot of that in this episode. If non-party Ms. Willis seeks protection, it appears that the one she needs protection from is herself, the filing read. That went into an official, the divorce proceedings filings. Fani Willis is publicly embarrassed even by the legal system now. Here's Tom Cotton in Atlanta. It's Fani Willis who should be on trial, not Donald Trump. And then here's more from Julie Kelly. This Fani Willis scandal is the funniest GD thing to ever happen in any of these prosecutions, and it's not even close. And she highlighted the Holiday Inn Woodstock hotel rate.
Now Jocelyn Wade is openly accusing Nathan Wade of having essentially a relationship with Fani Willis, the DA, and she says that she wants to know more information from Fani Willis, such as this information about trips that they may have taken that Nathan Wade would have been paying for, what he is making from the district attorney's office, because that's all relevant to the divorce. Her argument is that they need to divide assets, and she doesn't know how much money he has that he's making, and so she wants information. She wants to even depose District Attorney Fani Willis as soon as next week.
And then here's Donald Trump weighing in. Wow, just released the credit card records showing a small sample, only irrefutable proof that Fulton County, Georgia, crime-ridden Atlanta, DA Fani Willis colluded with her boyfriend, lover, to wrongfully target me in order to enrich themselves and to live the lifestyle of the rich and famous, cruises, wineries, shopping, and so much more, paid for with the money they got by prosecuting me and other honorable American patriots. So we have Fani Willis tied to the White House now, to Joe Biden. We have her under all kinds of investigations, legal investigations that you just can't legally pull off in front of other lawyers. They have to do something about this. But here's Fani Willis in her own words from 3 years ago saying that if someone is dating a subordinate in her office, that's inappropriate.
And I certainly will not be choosing people to date that work under me. Let me just say that.
Yeah, you can say that, but you chose someone to date who works under you.
We are at a place in society where things happen in people's relationships, husband and wife. Sometimes there are outside relationships. I don't think that that's what the community is concerned about, although there might be a moral breaking in that. I think that what citizens are really, really concerned about is if you chose to have inappropriate contact with employees. I mean, there's nothing that I can say on it other than it is distracting. It is certainly inappropriate for the number one law enforcement officer in this state. And it really, really saddens me. And it will be very unfortunate if the taxpayers of this community have to pay for any of those lawsuits.
Taxpayers are going to pay for all your lawsuits. That is insane. The lack of clarity she has on her own morals, like the other article said. Her biggest problem is she has to get out of her own way. If the Trump trial is to go forward in Georgia without distraction, Fani Willis, if she was really serving the Democrat Party, would recuse herself. And so would Nathan Wade have to recuse himself. This is tainted. This is scandalous and embarrassing for their side, which is a huge win for Trump. How in the world is Trump this lucky? I don't get it. I don't understand how a guy can just magically walk through this thing and happen to attract the most corrupt Fulton County, Georgia prosecutor anyone could imagine. DA Fani Willis is a nightmare for her side. Trump is laughing all the way. Again, he didn't do anything. He didn't set her up. He didn't have her get hired. That's an unforced error on the Democrats' side. And maybe there's other forces at work helping Trump here. It sure looks strange to me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Does Fani Willis recuse herself or get whacked, get out of the whole field and get fired? Let me know. How corrupt is Fulton County, Georgia? Will she get a raise and a promotion? I'm Doug in Exile.